our loader brackets came in last night, as well as our hay forks, bale spears, whatever they're called. Get those out in a moment. But carried one of these brackets down to our forks for the loader to make sure they are the right brackets, essentially. So got to do a bunch of measuring on the forklift attachment and basically copy that. I still can't decide whether to, once I get them tacked on there, test with the loader to make sure they fit, or just trust the tape measure. I'll probably just trust the tape measure so I don't potentially tear something off. I don't know. I don't know why it wouldn't fit, so that'll be a fun discovery if it doesn't, but it's a really nice day too. Anywho, get to work and hopefully get this done pretty quick, and then slap it on the loader and maybe move stuff out of the way to test it. That is all for now. There, it's done.
Done. Ta-da. Through the magic of television.
Yeah. You don't have one in the oven ready. Just making sure that everything fits. Just make sure the spacing's right. You're 30 and a half on center. Yeah, 30 and the 16th over a half. That's what I said, right?
Is that 5/8?
No, it's 9/16.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, and that one's under.
How does that happen?
It's me not lining stuff up perfect because I don't care that much yet.
Okay. When will you care that much?
Right before I weld it.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I will bevel to try to get some good weld in there so that forks don't fall off. That'd be embarrassing.
That would be embarrassing.
Bevel them, get them stuck on there, finish weld all the tubing because it ended up that everything's in the right space, and then start putting forks on. I was going to ask you, we have 6. Do I put 4 on the bottom and 2 on the top? Because we have 5 on the blue tractors,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't remember somebody was saying, yeah, take one off and it should be fine. So one of the random people that came and got hay was commenting that they were so tight I couldn't get forks into them.
Oh.
I think it was the guy back behind us.
Okay. So, is there room to do 4 on the bottom and 2 in the middle?
Yeah, I mean, just keep piling forks in there.
Okay. I think that would be good if we could do that.
It'd suck if it was too many. I mean, it's metal.
You can cut it off.
Move it.
Yeah.
I think the tubes that the forks mount in would be annoying to get out, but it could be done. I don't know.
They're spears, not forks.
Yeah.
It was
What are
confusing
the
me for a
tines
sec.
on a fork?
Tines. So then are these hay tines instead of
tines.
hay spears?
If we were to eat with this.
Something's gonna eat from it.
When we start feeding.
These are the thoughts that run through our head when we're working on stuff.
So, yeah, bevel those, put a piece of strap on the top to help sturdy that all up, because technically the top's the only thing that should be under tension.
Okay.
Or, no, yeah, under the most tension.
Okay.
I don't know, I think that's it.
I think that's it too. It seems awful simple, but I know it's a lot of work and a lot of welding, but
Yeah, it'll do. And then I still don't know whether to take the time to make the bottom ones on the outside so that it's got more width. It seems like it might as well.
it makes sense, especially if you're worried about there being too many in there, having
Oh,
them.
no, it's just more stability. So if I get soggy ones,
Okay,
if I make crappy bales,
which you haven't with the new baler, but there's always that if.
too dry, gets squishy.
Okay.
And before I finish weld that, not that there's a whole lot I could do, but make sure the width of the loader's bracket, because how that's recessed behind those, I don't think there's anything that sticks out
Okay.
more than just an end plate. But
So-
I'm gonna look real quick.
Okay. Do you need to bring the loader up here just to test fit with? And
I can't decide whether to like get those tacked in pretty hard and finish weld all the tubing,
yeah.
but
Although, I don't know if the camera really shows it. It is a beautiful sunny day today, but we do have some moisture still in the ground. Not quite as bad as what it was before, but the loader doesn't seem to like to drive in mud very well. Up hills.
it's fine.
It does not. It slid down the hill, you were saying.
Well, that's the slimy mud.
This isn't slimy mud.
It's not on a hill.
That's a hill down there to get up here.
It's on gravel.
I'm done.
Anyway, back to work.
Okay.
Okay.
So you're going to do some beveling, some welding, some measurement fine tuning, and then a lot of welding.
All the things, man.
All the things.
I'm gonna do all the things.
You do all the things really well.
Not really.
Yes, you do.
Then I'll have to decide whether to turn it over and get the back of those. I think welding everywhere I can on those.
Yeah, that makes sense. I don't know about, well, I don't know. Is turning it over the same as standing it up, or?
Yeah, standing it up would be far enough.
Okay.
Over there.
So what are you doing right now?
Marking where I want to bevel.
So you're beveling the bracket, not the crossbar.
Yeah, there's 1.5 inches of bracket, only 3/8 inch of a crossbar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, all the way to the back.
So when you bevel it, are you going to grind it or plasma
I'm
it?
not sure yet.
Okay.
I think probably see what a skinny wheel, how long it takes.
Would your
but-
new metal saw work?
It might. Trying to get it at a 45 and
Oh.
cutting straight on that tiny little.
Plus you were saying it's hard to see where
Yeah,
the cut
I can't
is.
see the blade at all. Probably because it does. It shouldn't matter how ugly it is, so I might try the plasma.
Okay.
Now that we have tips for it,
And then just grind to.
it shouldn't even matter.
Oh, really?
Just fill it with weld.
Okay. You don't have
We'll
to have
see.
smooth metal to weld?
Huh.
Oh, I thought you did. One day I'm going to learn how to weld, but today is not that day.
Still conflicted because from what I can see on all the others, they just ran a big fat bead down the side on those.
Yeah.
Was it 14,000 rated forks?
Yeah.
But
I know.
not gonna do it.
Okay.
I'm gonna do it my way.
Do it your way, Sam.
Maybe I just won't bevel as much as I was thinking I should.
Okay. Bevel just enough.
Just shy of hay forks falling off.
Right.
No,
Just past.
past.
Just more than. Yeah. I was like, wait a minute.
one of those two.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So I will let you get to doing all of that. I'm so ready. Action. Sorry,
You'll
gotta
have
stop.
to get close and look at the welds, but my disclaimer is I'm not a welder, so my welds are probably not pretty. And I know I should have wedged those further if I was actually a welder, to where more of it got welded, but my assumption, I would bet that those won't fall off. That's all I was going for. And then you gotta look right here. Probably on the time lapse you see how many times I checked it, and I waited till I had a big bead on each side, and it was 30.5 on the nose. It pulled together a 16th? No, yeah. There. Even after having a couple passes of weld on it. But plenty good.
I think your welds look amazing.
And now, plasma cut holes for those guys. Rinky dink, weld those on the outside, weld those on the inside. And we'll have the prickly pear. They'll pick her upper.
That's awesome.
I think that's everything though.
That is very cool.
I can't decide whether to put a pretty pass bridging that whole thing, and I got the ends to clean up, but little details, and I'm running low on gas, so I kind of wanted to finish the majority of it before I worried about
The pretty
welds.
stuff? Yeah. Get the structure.
Super sturdy weld. Oh,
Yeah.
and then I'll take a piece of my 3/8 strap and put across there to tie that in really, really well.
Perfect.
To where if that comes off, something bad's going on.
It's more
Because the
than
Blue
just...
Tractors is super thin, lightweight in comparison,
Yeah.
and it hadn't fallen apart yet.
No.
So
We have not tried to pick up 3x4 bales with it though.
we have multiple times.
We've picked up 3?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, never mind. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it won't tilt them.
Oh,
It'll pick them up and kind of
okay.
rinky-dink them onto the trailer.
Yeah. That is
Alright.
cool. Okay.
Off to cutting holes.
Yay.
Well, everything is pretty well stuck together. These top ones seem excessive, and they may be. We'll see. We may end up taking them off. If so, I think D&B is where I saw these collars for not very much, so could use the spears for something else if we grab another collar. I don't know what, but that's besides the point. They came out pretty level with each other, which the bright side of having those just two is as long as they match, it doesn't look wonky. Everybody seems pretty square to the back. So yeah, I think all that came out pretty well. I think all I'm going to do next is put my 6-inch strap over there. Put a piece 6-inch by 4-inch there, top and bottom on those guys. As I'm sitting here thinking, I'm wondering about just top or bottom, but it's not that much more to brace those. And same on those outside guys, just to make sure they're really, really stuck there. Wondering about holding off on the top ones now that I say that, about potentially moving them. I don't know, we'll see what I do. And then The only other place I think I know I want some extra support is put that 6-inch strap here and maybe try to make it tapered somehow, just to make sure that's tied in really well. There's no chance of it twisting, and it would keep that from trying to pull apart. Yeah, and then I'm debating on whether to gusset the corners or not. I really don't think it will need it, but it's one of those rather be sure type things. So I may end up cutting a bunch of those and sticking them in. Not 100% sure. Not committed. Anywho, that's more or less it. There's just a bunch, like I said, more welding when I cut those straps. The other kind of obnoxious thing is, like that guy down there, I can't really well get to the bottom, so I'm debating on bringing the loader up and hooking it on and lifting it up so I can get underneath there. Or I'm wondering about the little red tractor, which will actually fit under there, so I could leave it where it's at roughly, out of the never-ending rain, and maybe lay it on its back on these brackets to get the bottoms done. But we'll see. Any way you slice it, trying to tip that over, rotate it, whatever it's called, will be a little bit obnoxious. I'm sure I'll kick the camera on for that. Anywho, I think that's all for now. I am gonna do a bunch more cutting and welding of those little strappy jobs. Not sure if I'll film that or not, but we'll find out. It didn't go too horribly bad. The curl control on the bucket is a little sticky, so that made it a little obnoxious. But it's there. I can get my brace on there. Seems like there's something else I wanted to weld, but I don't recall what right now. Hopefully my spears don't break through the wood and it decide to fall or something, but I'll get that welded up on that bottom. And I think, just looking around real quick, that's kind of everything, evidently. Anyway, more welding, but I think I'm really stinking close. So I'll get that done and probably throw it on the loader, and the red tractor's out of the way now, so testing getting a bale would be not a big deal. So far so good. The forks, I don't know if you can see, but the forks, the quick connect brackets are, I would say, perfectly centered between the hitch on the loader, so that's cool. And turn some lights on. Yeah, you can't really see the pin, the locking pin, I guess. Well, there you can, if you know where to look. Right in there. The locking pin fits through the quick connect brackets just fine. That works perfect, and they lock on. One kind of interesting thing that I just now noticed why I grabbed the camera. I was worried that I wouldn't have enough tilt back. I got tons of, I forget how much travel this thing has, tons of room to tilt back. So much so that the Z-bar link would knock that top bale clear off. But don't need that much. Right in there would be plenty good. So, anyway, I think I'm going to go see if I can sneak back to the bales that are down the tight little alley where they currently are. In the dark. Obviously I have lights, but can't help but go play. Seems to be a slight flaw in my plan. I left the little tractor's forks in there. So maybe I'll clean up a little bit and see if I can catch them with a chain. And that's the current plan. Okay, it may not look like much or anything, but that is really, really slick. It picks up, I mean, obviously it's a very heavy duty in comparison to all the other loaders that we have, but it picks it up like it's nothing and can handle it with very accurate movements. Just tiny little movements to position are nothing to it. And these are a little bit dry bales, not powdery and horrible, but yeah. Super happy with it so far. So coming in empty, I can see the tips of my forks, so I know I'm not going to run into the building. This is a little bit more obnoxious, and I'm wider. Equally though, I didn't put any of this in, so I put it in here with the blue tractor, and it was before any of this equipment was in here. I have unloaded some with the red tractor, but it's so tiny that it's quick and easy to get in and out. So this was one of the, I guess, tests, things I was worried about, is if I'd be able to get in and out of here easy or even at all. And I have a bucket down there I've been dodging, but I'm close enough, I'm worried about it. hits and the rear wiper goes on. So, fun little feature to figure out at some point. And since I can, I've been wondering if the bottoms of these bales are getting wet. So I'm gonna go take a peek real quick. Because they're sitting on that floor that at least it doesn't actually flood with liquid. But it does get wet. The gravel gets wet. I probably could have put it to where I could actually reach it. It's hard to realize how tall that is, I guess, for me. I'm assuming it was probably my grandpa that told me to never trust hydraulic lines. So, you try not to get under things. That's really cool. That's dry as it can be. Huh. That's awesome. Well, I suppose there is a... Okay. Disregard. There's going to be a little bit of wet spots. You see the chicken feathers? That's cute. I wonder if there was space in there for him to get into. So, we've got maybe an inch or so at the bottom. That's nothing compared to the 4x4s that were sitting out in the weather on our corner down there that have gotten rained on this whole time. So, we have some improvements we could make in the barn, but certainly better than outside. So to finish our silly, completely unnecessary exercise, we'll try to get this back in there without making a mess of things. Okay, that's pretty funny. I did not fully appreciate the amount of being able to see in front of me I had when I was backing out versus pulling in. That's a little bit of an oops. So we'll go slow in case we end up having to drive by feel, which would be a really bad idea with this, I'm guessing. Basically, I know, well, I say no, that's putting it strongly. I know that I can sneak, all the way up here and around to the wood. If I hug the wood, right fine. One thing I did learn is basically wherever the front tires go, the rear tires are going to follow. So I really don't ever have to worry about the back end running into stuff, which is pretty good. I'm not turning those off because it seems to make the wiper work even more. Of course, now that it's on, it'll probably just keep wiping. Wiper's gonna wipe. Pretty sure I know where I'm at, but just in case, a whole better safe than sorry. Take a look. Every bit of 6 inches of clearance. Probably about where I thought I was. It's another grandpa learning. And this is as good as a mile. Pretty cool. Going in is way better than coming out. I just gotta figure out how to reverse the in motion. This is gonna be so awesome. I'm quite happy with our loader and fork creation. Not so happy with the wiper switch, but stuff happens. It'll get fixed. Big loud beep is telling me that the forks are, the attachment is loose. And unfortunately it beeps all the time. So this is why I couldn't get the forks out of the shop. I don't know if you can see the top of the shop there, but it seems to be taller than the thing ever. The hydraulic quick attach makes me want to try to figure out how to put one on the little red tractor, but probably more work than it's worth. Oh no! Found a new unfortunate thing. Road lights turn on the parking brake. Hopefully that's all it was. You know, the whole thing where there's a reason people get rid of things. I wonder if that was one of them. If it decides to put itself in park randomly. That will not be all that much fun. Not entirely sure how I'll go about troubleshooting that either. I guess one thing is leave the road lights off for now. Well, I think our adventures are done for the night. That is all for the unnecessary bale moving. But the hay fork seemed to work pretty cool, so thanks for watching.